Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 mother-son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello.
We're recording this the night of Monday, April 24th, the day after Celtics beat the Hawks 129-121 to take a 3-1 series lead, take the series back to Boston. I'm just gonna start naming these like game recap because I can't come up with fancy names for every episode. So it's just gonna be game 4 recap for the rest of the playoffs. That'll be the standard. I can't be coming up with fancy ones every time, especially when it's only one game.
Yeah.
But what'd you think? Initial thoughts from last night?
I thought it was better. Obviously, we
definitely
won.
Better.
So
I mean,
it was a good win.
Mm-hmm.
So I start with positives.
All right.
I thought Tatum's hustle was better than I had ever seen it last night at times. There were some blocks and some defense at the rim that I don't think I've seen all season for him. So
especially at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. He, I don't know, just seemed like he wanted it a little bit more in certain moments. Jaylen Brown, after he took the mask off, who was that guy?
Yeah. Different player.
Completely different. I thought he played extremely well. My favorite were his passes to Rob in the middle. They set that up a couple times straight in the show. I thought there were better shot choices. 40 out of 89 were 3-point. That's less than 50%. So I'm always enjoying that a little more. We out rebounded them overall. And I thought Rob Williams shined at times.
He was unbelievable. Oh my goodness.
He was
15
rebounds, 13 points.
He had 11 rebounds in like the first half.
But just his hustle.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's
like a completely different guy.
He shined. Yeah. Still cannot really play one-on-one defense.
No.
You just can't.
But
there is
he's just a spark plug that it was the first time you'd seen it really in a while. I mean, even since he come back from injury for the 80th time or whatever, you just didn't know if he was, still hurt. You never know if he's hurt or, sometimes his motor just isn't in full gear. But yeah, I mean, when he's playing like that, he's a real game changer.
Yeah. Agreed.
And he can shift games. Yes. And he can shift series if he starts playing like this. He was big time for sure.
Agreed. What about you? What about positives for you?
I mean, he was number one. I mean, stuff that you didn't already say. I thought Derek White was great again. Just always consistent. I mean, I thought you pointed most of the big ones, I would say. Smart was pretty good as well.
Moments.
Yeah, until the end. Again, Derek White should just be playing down the stretch. I don't care how well Marcus Smart plays. So that'll drive me crazy forever.
Yeah.
But negatives. Let's get to negatives.
So my negatives were we still had 16 turnovers and some of them kind of silly. I think at this point we should be playing a lot. I mean, how long have these people been playing together? And there are moments in our offense where I'm just we're dribbling slowly up top again in the third quarter, kind of too early in the game to be, I don't know, slowing down at times. And so Jaylen played all the minutes of the last 3 quarters, every single minute.
That's crazy.
12, no break, all 3. I think that's wrong at this point, personally. Regardless of the score of the game, you're taking a chance on injuries.
Especially when Hauser's only playing 10. It's not like
I agree. 2 minute, 1 minute, give him a break. I think playing 3 straight quarters is just wrong. So that I thought they could. And Jason Tatum's shot choices still I'm not happy with.
Especially towards the end. Yeah. It's a little ISO-y.
Yeah, but slowed the game down once again. But also until the very end, when he hit a couple of big threes, I mean, overall, he was 4 for 13 from three, but I think 3 of them came in the fourth quarter. So he was, 1 for 10, and he was still hucking up in a somewhat close game. He was still hucking up threes, and overall his percentage still was only 30%. So I don't know if this is something they're practicing for later, and they want him to shoot more threes, or this is just him. I mean, 13 out of his 20 shots were threes, and he's not shooting a very good percentage. So I'm just wondering why, and if that's a directive to maybe open up the lane for him so he's better at three, and this is just a practice sort of get ready for the future game. I don't know. I just don't understand it. And then Marcus Smart's temperament. I will tell you, he only played 29 minutes in the game, which he's starting to, I think Missoula's listening.
Yes, but why is he in at the end of the game? I do not understand this insistence on playing Marcus Smart at the end of the game.
Yeah.
It was already, we'd already kind of had a comfortable lead when he came in, but still, just why put him in?
Yeah, I think that's about ego. He's been there a long time.
But
and
that's not when you're trying to win a championship, you can't be playing not your best guys down the stretch because of ego. I mean, that's just absurd. Yeah. And I'll just continue to harp on that as long as it happens.
Yeah, agree. But his temperament, something, I don't know, like just how quick now it just seems to have changed. And again, I don't know if that is talked about, that's just going to be his role again, because he was like this before, but I think he just had such a different temperament at the beginning of the year and for most of last year, trying to be calmer, trying to be, but he just kind of flies off the handle so quickly again. I don't know. It's just a couple of times where I was like, why is he yelling? Why is he was angry a couple of times over kind of something very small. But that's all. I mean, all in all, good game. I think most of these negatives, I'm looking ahead to the next couple of series.
Well, we'd be remiss to not mention Grant Williams watch. Yeah. What is going on? Mike Muscala gets a minute randomly for who knows why. Yeah. Grant Williams gets 1 minute. I mean, I don't know. I just don't love it. It's like we've talked about all year. It's just like a weird head game at this, still going on of like, you're going to play and then play well and then not play. Yeah. Like, I just don't get what the strategy is. I think it's very poorly managed, and we'll see. I mean, he's going to play a part in the next series, probably next 2 series, if it's Bucks Sixers.
Well, it's funny because I was just watching the Miami Heat Bucks game.
It's on right now as we record.
How hard Jimmy Butler plays and the hits that guy takes and then turns around on offense. Such a hard player. And who's taking the hits on our team? There's nobody but
Grant Williams.
Yeah. So you're not feeding, I agree, feeding this confidence and this ego, because in the next couple games, he's the one that's going to have
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, who else is taking that on?
Al's had kind of a weird, not great series, I would say. I don't know what's going on with him. 2 shots. It's just odd.
11 rebounds, and he was our high on assists, 5. He was also positive 17, plus 17 for us, like our highest.
I wouldn't say it was he played poorly. I'd say just quieter than usual.
Agreed. And I wonder if that's because Rob Williams has kind of taken that offensive, I don't know. But yeah, I 100% agree with Grant Williams. I don't know how you don't have a guaranteed few minutes for him staying in rhythm with the team, right? And he shot so well the other night. How are you not, I don't know. It's very interesting to me. Had a text last night from your aunt, Debbie, who was talking about not using the talents on the bench as much as we should, whether we throw a Blake Griffin in for a few minutes, whether you thinking about, and I know you want the starters to gel and those 7 or 8 people to gel, but there's just no reason to not squeeze Grant Williams in for him. You just keep him,
fresh, keep him thinking he's going to come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Ready at all times. And sort of a push for the starters to play just that much harder, right?
Yeah.
To say, hey, I want more minutes.
Yeah. Also
little
just
incentive.
more rest. Hopefully play harder, not as tired.
Well, Jaylen Brown played 42 minutes. What against the Hawks? I simply don't understand.
You don't want to act like it's not the playoffs and rest guys too much, but it's a fine line. I agree. Yeah.
I just worry about too tired, too injured. I mean, look at the other teams right now. Everybody's dealing with injuries. Everyone we're going to play is dealing with injuries. So that's the one thing we don't want to deal with. But yeah, good win. We'd better win tomorrow night. That's all I have to say.
Well, the big news for tomorrow night, DeJounte Murray suspended.
I heard
for making contact with the referee. So agreed. We should crush this team, make a big statement coming in and roll on to the Sixers.
Yeah.
There's zero excuse with him out. We should crush this team.
And I missed the contact with the
I saw a video from like the stands. He kind of like bumps into him as he's saying something and like keeps yelling as he's walking off. It wasn't like anything.
Was that end of the game?
Yes, it was after the game. It was after the game ended. Yeah, I saw a video on Twitter.
Because I couldn't.
No, it was after the game.
Yeah, gotcha. That is a bummer for the Hawks. I feel bad.
Yes, they should be done. So
he was good. Yeah,
nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
that's it. How about the rest of the NBA? You've been watching. What do you got? As we're recording this, the Bucks are up 11 with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think they'll
most likely win that and tie up the series.
I think with Giannis in there, nobody else was shooting very well.
Giannis has a triple
Butler
double.
Was the only one. I think he had 20-something
10
points.
10 rebounds, 20 points. What?
I think Jimmy Butler had 20-something points in the first quarter.
The first half. First quarter. Oh my goodness.
First quarter. I think
he's got 35.
He was. But he's exhausted.
No one else is playing well for them.
Absolutely exhausted. And you know who else was exhausted and hasn't played that many minutes because he was in a little. Is Adebayo.
He's 5 for 15. He's playing pretty poorly.
Exhausted. I just don't know how they're going to do it with just Jimmy Butler. So, with Giannis in there, I don't think they have a chance. Unfortunately.
Agreed.
Giannis. They work so hard though. They just don't have a very deep bench. And shocker too.
We missed them.
Duncan Robinson has been shooting fantastic, but he barely gets in. I don't know if that's
he's played 23 minutes tonight.
Oh, he must have gotten more time as I've not
4
watched.
from 3.
Yeah. But he's
got 23 minutes.
He wasn't playing as much as I thought he probably should because nobody else could shoot at that point. It was just Jimmy Butler kind of carrying the team. Who else? Lakers. They're up, aren't they?
Lakers, they play later tonight. Yeah, they're up 2-1. Kawhi's out for the series, so the Suns should take that one.
Yeah.
Timberwolves beat the Nuggets in overtime, but Nuggets are still up 3-1. They should take care of business.
How long are Paul George's and Kawhi's contracts? Because if I'm that team, I'd be like,
they got a few more years.
Bye-bye. That's what I'd say. They're like, what? If I were the fans, I'd be beside myself.
It's brutal.
All that money and how many games over the last few years?
Yeah, it's craziness.
Yeah. You're so excited and you think you're gonna, and then bye-bye.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like a player that would get hurt that much, right? Because he turns it on, but doesn't turn it on, but seems in control. Yeah.
It's very odd.
I feel bad for the coach and the fans. That's just sad. I know I'd be like, get rid of him.
Apparently his sister also just like got like a life sentence for like killing someone at a casino like the other night, which is maybe plays into it too.
That could be a huge.
Yeah. So it's a whole, who knows what's going on.
Yeah. I guess that puts a little more of a perspective on the whole thing.
Yeah, but who knows? Sounds like they'll be done. There'll be Heats.
Yeah.
Or Suns coming out of that series.
Nuggets should win.
Nuggets
why they didn't close it out the last game, but they should be done. And
Warriors.
Anybody else close?
Warriors Kings tied 2-2.
Oh, please pull through, Kings. I can't even watch them anymore. I don't want to watch them. Draymond and Curry and
we'll see.
Can you imagine if that they are in the finals? I think I would. No,
Rematch.
no. What? Yeah. So I'm hoping the Kings.
I am as well.
Yeah, I'm just tired of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sick of them. They won. Get out of here. Yeah. So I hope the Kings pull out in that one. What else? Anybody else?
Knicks we haven't talked about. The Knicks looks like
Knicks,
they're gonna boot
Cavs.
the Cavs. It's crazy.
I don't think the Cavs are, I think they just rely on
They looked so good to start the year. Those 2 games they beat us in overtime. I was like, they're gonna be a problem this year, and they've just faded.
Yeah. I think that's the danger when you have what's his name? I'm blanking.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yes. When you have a player 50, 70, but like it's just too much pressure, and then he has a bad night or he's not, or similar to us, they're double teaming him.
They have other guys though. I feel like they have a deep team.
Decent.
Garland,
They think
Mobley,
on a regular
Jared
basis.
Allen.
How many was he?
Yeah,
contributing. So you shut him down, and I don't know. I think that's rough. But the Knicks, I think they
unbelievable.
I think they could be.
That'll be an interesting series, Bucks Knicks, if that's what it comes to.
Yeah,
Knicks
and that's good for us because that'll be a tough series. That'll be like I mean, even if the Bucks win, it'll be
see. I mean, the Knicks have no answer for Giannis, but
they'll be feisty.
That could be a problem.
It'll be a.
Last thing on the agenda, our old boy Ime announced today as the Rockets head coach.
How do I miss that too?
It just happened maybe a couple hours ago, but Ime
what?
Udoka will be the Houston Rockets head coach next year. I mean, they stink. I don't know why he'd take that job. I feel like he honestly could have gotten a better one. But the only annoying part,
could he get a better one?
The Toronto, I heard, was in the mix. They just fired their coach.
Yeah.
I feel like he was kind of in high demand.
Yeah.
But he will be the Rockets coach next year, which the only takeaway I have from this is we're gonna have to hear annoying Jaylen Brown to Houston rumors for like a year, but I'm not too worried about that. But that'll be the talk.
Oh yeah.
That will be the talk.
They get along well, and
I think that's the rumor. I already saw there were already, when he was rumored to go to Toronto, there were already Toronto fans talking about if Ime comes, do we get Jaylen Brown? It'll be a whole discussion.
Yeah.
But we don't have to worry about that, at least right now.
Yeah. Interesting. He has one more year, right, after this year?
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least one more year. He's not free agent. So yeah, I think it's one more.
Yeah. Hey, I just hope they mentally get it together. They've played together long enough. This should be our year. That's all I have to say. And we don't seem to have any injuries, really.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. I mean, everybody seems really good except for Marcus Smart, who's hopped up on painkillers, and that's why his temperament is a little different.
Know. I mean, you never know with Rob Williams either, but he looks good.
Oh, so. I know. Yeah. I'm just crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
Do not fall down. What was it last night that he dived on the floor for a ball? I think it was. I thought it was him. Maybe not. Maybe it was a different game. But anyway, what are you doing? I like that he hustles, but you should not be diving on the floor for any balls. Let those go. Unless it's like the finals. But anyway, that's all I have.
That's all I got as well.
Go Kings.
Let's close it out.
Go Heat.
Go Heat.
I mean, go Celtics ultimately, but
obviously go Celtics. But let's see. 89 and 98 still, 9-point game.
Yeah.
6 minutes to go.
Yeah. They just keep kind of clawing back, but it doesn't seem like they can get past the 8 or 9. Brook Lopez.
Yeah, he's got 29.
They just don't really have any answer for Giannis and Lopez in there. I mean, who does? We don't. Well, maybe I guess Rob in there will help a little bit, but but
I wouldn't count on it.
It's hard. I mean, Giannis just keeps feeding him inside. You got to guard double team Giannis, and then he gives it up to So it's gonna be tough.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll be here for all of it.
Yep.
So you can find us as usual worldwide at Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter, at Shamrock Talk on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts. We're probably there. And we will see you probably Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the Sixers. Fingers crossed.
Yes, because they're having a huge rest right now, recovering.
Yep. So
yeah. So hopefully we get a little rest before
go
we start.
Celtics.
Let's go Celtics.